I didn't really expect to see myself making this video, but you know, I watched uh I watched Alien Romulus last night, and I will say it was a great movie. One thing about it though is that see, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is connected with the past movies like Covenant and Prometheus. And I very recently seen Prometheus, and it wasn't what I thought it would be compared to the trailers I was seeing back in the day. But I watched it and it was okay. But you know, one thing I never liked it about Prometheus and the movies that came after is the fact that Rook was the villain pretty much. Like in the first movie, he was like, okay. Then the next movie, bam, he's a villain. Like it was just so weird. That's why I never really liked those movies. And then like Covenant, I think that's the one where Rook had played them in the end, and yeah, all that nonsense. I wasn't really on board with that. And then he comes back in Romulus, and I'm just saying like, oh my god. Soon as he said his name was Rook, I was like, yeah, he on the same shit again. He's a villain again. But anyways, so to speak. See, the movie started off, I was like, okay, whatever. But I will say this. It in this particular movie, they went more out of their way to make it full on horror and disgusting. Like, God forbid, like I really need to remember these characters' names, but the first person who died, I think, was the bald head Asian chick. Like the her chest bursted, and like it wasn't any other chest burst where you see they just bust right out their fucking chest. Instead, they wanted to focus more on the horror element, and instead of her chest just bursting, instead her ribs was cracking through her chest and all that shit. I mean, it was good, but like shit. But yeah, it cracked through her chest, through her ribs and all that. They took a huge step forward, wanting the movie to be as disgusting as possible. But oh yeah, mind you, the fact I was on a date by the way, and like the girl's fucking freaking out. But anyways, yeah. So that's how the Asian chick dies, and it wasn't just that. Like, it's the guy with the haircut, that shitty haircut. Like, he was likable in a way, but at the same time, he was very unlikable. And when I say that he was unlikable, I'm like, bro, you're going to be the fucking you're really going to be the reason why this movie is a movie. And he runs. See, I didn't. My thing is that I think there were 6, 7 of them, somewhere around that number. I didn't think that it was actually going to focus on them. And, the subtitle is Romulus. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that Romulus was an emperor in the Roman Empire. I can't remember. Like, sorry if I'm sounding dumb right now. I'm just saying, but I thought that they were going to take them back to that that world that they were on. Kind of like Alien vs Predator Requiem. But anyways, so yeah, I just want to say my favorite character was the guy with the bad haircut cousin. His cousin was my favorite character. And you know, when the guy with the bad haircut dies, I thought that he was going to be the one whose fucking brain gets fucking penetrated. But no, Bill's the guy I liked. No homo. And there's a pregnant girl in the movie. I was like, a pregnant girl in the Alien movie, you know how this shit gonna turn out. But anyways, back to what I was saying. See, this movie in terms of suspense and all that, it was really great. The jump scares were stupid as shit and they were predictable. The whole thing, the thing about like they went again, they went out their way with the sound and shit. The problem is like a lot of these horror movies, sometimes they are made for the best experience to be in the theater. And when these jump scares happen, what really scares you more is the sound. And when they pop up like boom, like a huge ass bass drum, like fuck. But anyways, so yeah, the bald head ace shit dies, and then the other guy, with the bad haircut, he dies like it's a fucking video game. Like the fucking thing was spitting acid at him, and I was like, okay, wow. But yeah, they wanted to show the effect of the acid going on him as well, showing his bones and all this shit. I mean, it was pretty good. I might have missed it, but I'm not sure how he actually died. The only thing I did see was when he fucking opened up and the hole was in his chest all of a sudden. Like, like, it all happened so quickly. Like, I couldn't, I didn't really get a chance to process how he died. But anyways, he died. We're going to leave this that. And another thing is that the robot guy Andy, I remember his name. He he had at first he was such a wimpy little bitch. I'm like, oh my god, I had to deal with him the whole movie. But when he had switched that chip, I was like, oh shit. Instantly, just like that, became one of the bear characters in the movie. And I was like, this shit is so nice. Thank God. I thought I had to deal with him being like, oh my God, they're going to kill me. I'm not going to do anything. I want you to save me. I thought it was going to be like that, but nope. Still on business for the most part. And the girl, she was okay. She wasn't bad. She was pretty good. The main protagonist girl, I think her name was Rain or some shit. I can't remember. But anyways, again, the guy I liked, he gets killed in honestly what I would say is the worst way. Um, fucking when the fucking alien had came and stabbed him in the chest, I was like, oh fuck. Stabbed him in the chest and brought him up. And at that moment, I was like, why are you not shooting the alien that has his fucking tail in you instead of the ones that are coming over? I'm like, he's literally sitting there. He's literally in your face, literally about to gawk your fucking brains out. But instead, you shoot at the aliens on your left who are farther away instead of the alien who is holding you up, literally staring you down before it kills you. I'm like, that didn't really make sense to me. Like, fuck. And then it fucking gouges his eye out, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like, fuck. I liked him. And I also want to say that it was a good performance. I don't really say that as much, but it was a good performance. Like when they were begging Annie to open that door to let the pregnant girl in, I thought she died right then, by the way, but she didn't. I was shocked. But anyway, when they were trying to get him to open the door and he had got on his knees, I was like, fuck. Oh my god. He got on his knees and I was like, shit. That was a really great scene. I'll say that. But right before that, I just like how Andy is just so meditated that moment. He's like, it's waiting on us. It's waiting on me to open the door so it can kill us. I'm like, bro, like, there's some really smart scenes in this movie. But, aside from that, like, it's not just all that, but like, in this movie, like, I feel like you actually got a chance to see the aliens a lot more for what they were. In this movie, like, they didn't really seem like just a species, a dangerous species or anything. They seemed like they were just completely evil. Like, that's how I felt about it. But anyways, going forward, like, they were going for the perfect human or whatever kind of shit again in this movie. And the girl gets a serum and it fucks up her baby. And like when the newborn came in, I was like, I started thinking to myself, so who the baby dad is? Cause like I was like, who the fuck is he supposed to look like? But anyways, we get to that moment in the movie, much later in the movie. I'm like, see, I can't remember which alien it actually was, but I remember seeing the newborn in that. The OG newborn, he was he was more alien looking. But in this movie, he's more human looking. And I must admit, like, it was pretty scary seeing him stare Andy down when he was watching him take care of the girl. I thought they were going to do the same thing they did in the old movie where uh the newborn was more sentient to his mother, but nope, he fucking killed her. Or at least that's why I saw him doing. He fucking killed her. And see, this is the kind of movie that you have to rewatch a couple of times to understand the scene. But anyways, he fucking kills her. I'm saying he kills her because I didn't see her again after that. But yeah, he kills her. Then I just started thinking like the same way it's pretty much just like that movie. She fucking puts a hole in the fucking shit and they get pulled down to space and all that. This I think that this newborn was a lot more stronger than the old one because like he was in space. Well, I don't know how to say it. Well, when she put the hole into the ship, like the cargo, he was still standing his ground right there. And even when he got took out into space, like he didn't freeze. He was literally still trying to kill her. And I was like, fuck. This newborn is way more powerful than the one back then. The one back then was honestly a lot more terrifying to me. But this newborn, like, he was like fucking 12 feet tall. Like, it was fucking insane. Now, granted, he was a lot more stronger and all that. I wasn't feeling, I didn't like the design to be honest. It just, it just gave me Splice vibes when I saw that movie. But anyways, the newborn in that movie, like, see, I thought that maybe he was going to do some kind of human shit since he looked at more human, but nope, he was a full on alien. And speaking of which, yeah, they get pulled out of space, and she drops a hatch on him and all that shit. And the movie ends with them getting in the cryopod again and all that. And I'm not sure if there's a post credit scene. But if there wasn't, then like there was no cliffhanger or nothing. It ended right there. I don't think I saw an alien sneak off or anything. It kind of ends right there. I mean, the ship that the aliens were on runs into a asteroid belt or some shit. It runs into a ring of a planet, I think, and the effects were pretty good. But yeah, aside from that, like I liked this movie. It's one of the best alien movies I've seen in a very long time. It was definitely better than Prometheus and anything that came out of Prometheus until this movie. But I really enjoyed this movie. I plan on getting the shit for it, but besides that, like the movie, like I honestly had low expectations coming into this movie. I wasn't expecting it to be good, but you, I mean, it was great. You know a movie is good when it has your focus the whole time and like you just can't really take your eyes off of it. And even in doing that, I still didn't understand a lot of scenes. Again, I'll just have to rewatch when I get the chance. But besides that, if I was to give this movie a letter rating, I would give it a probably A minus. That's why I give it. But besides that, like this was a really great movie.